Alright, so basically I wanted to talk about Adult Gohan in Season 3 today. If you've been around the scene and you're active on Twitter or social media, you have seen that this character starting to fade out of existence. Is he bad? No. Is he good? Great, really. No, he's not. He is, I would say, like, middle of high tier, not an S tier character, not a top 10 character, in my opinion. A lot of people argue that still. But I do want to talk about a couple good things he does have and a lot of drawbacks he has. One, let's talk about where Adult Gohan is as far as the meta goes. We know that a lot of Season 3 has changed how the game is actually played fundamentally. The mechanics themselves are mostly the same, but the game is actually just played differently. You know, you talk about, like, snap being changed and the way that pressure is changed overall, damage is different with limit break. The game just plays differently from Season 2. Like, you've watched the game since Season 2, you know that the game plays differently, right? Adult Gohan, arguably, probably top 5, definitely top 10 last season in Season 2. But this season, like, what happened? What happened? You saw Shanks drop him, Legendary Preds dropped him, OB Assassins dropped him, and I'm sure there's many more Adult Gohan players along the way that have dropped him. Some people going with Teen Gohan, some people picking up other characters like Bardock or Blue Goku or characters of that nature, right? So what happened with Adult Gohan? The character himself has had changes, for sure. It's not like they completely gutted him, right? But the way that the game plays at its core has changed Gohan a lot. More importantly, the point to take points towards it is, like, snap change. Gohan, you know, was a universal fuzzy monster last season. He did a lot of damage through that. That was pretty much his main game plan. You'd get him powered up, and then you're fuzzying people left and right, and game's pretty much over at that point. It's a one-player game. And pressure as a whole in the game has changed because of the way assists cooldowns work, where you need to be not on offense, really, or hitting someone for more time now for your assists to refresh. So you're not getting caught in very long block strings and such things like that. The game requires you pretty much to back off at some point or take the risk and solo pressure. That's just a fundamental change of the game. There's nothing there's nothing about Gohan that did that. I mean, maybe he could have influenced that with the high pressure situations, but Adult Gohan has not really been touched too much. I mean, he's been touched in some of the patches, but the game changed, but he didn't change with it, is what I'm saying. So when I talk about that, I mean things like the game is more neutral based, so Gohan just struggles in that area. The game, you play more player to player interactions in the game now. Before, you would just, you know, pressure, you're in the corner, like, you gotta hope you get out and such. Things like the assist lockdown pressure was big like that. But Adult Gohan sucks in neutral. His neutral is not great. He doesn't have a great beam. It's kind of slow. His 5S doesn't reach full screen, although it does jail into Vanish. His JS is good in combos, but it gets smoked by a ton of characters. Like, there is so much time. Like, look, I'm gonna mash light. You can't, even on super jump, I couldn't light till I get to the ground. I light right as I get to the ground. Like, there's a lot of lag on this move with his JS. It's not great. It's not like even someone like Goku Black, who has like a more standard JS where, you know, he tosses it and then look how fast he can light after, right? Or even Blue Goku, stuff like that. This is where he struggles. He does have, I will say, good big buttons, right? He's got his 5M. This thing is huge. His 3L, his 3H, his 2M, like huge buttons. They're great buttons. But he's a character that, you know, he wants to get in your face. He wants to put you in pressure situations, and he makes you guess. Although the game obviously still has those things where, like, you know, someone's blocking, you do things like all beam, and then you get like a 50-50 off this, right? You go high or low, but like that's a universal thing with characters who have, you know, low 2Ls, or Gohan in this case has a low 5L. Those are just normal situations. None of that really plays for Gohan. They did change his EX legs, right? They're +1 on block now. Characters can challenge this. They're not safe by himself. This character by himself doesn't really have much, right? Like, honestly, what a lot of adult Gohan has now comes from, like, in solo block strings, come from back fist, and that's a lot of it. He does have his 2L that's 0 on block, which this is his best stagger move in the game. Like, this is, for him, this is his best stagger move. And being 0 on block, that's huge. That's huge in this game. You know, you could blow a lot of people up on just guessing. But where does the game change and make Gohan worse? I think that Gohan is a great character when he gets up in your face, although he has to spend more resources to get those payoffs. He still does, you know, the Gohan thing. He puts you in pressure situations, you know, he's making you block, he gets his mix off his 3L and such still. But his neutral is so bad, and the game is so much more neutral heavy. Or not neutral heavy, it's you just play more neutral now. Like, you snap people, you used to, you know, put them through the ringer, but now they have the variable snap and such. Gohan at its core is not a bad character. He just doesn't play Season 3 Dragon Ball, is what it comes down to. That's really the core of it. The game now, you know, has a lot more player-to-player interaction. It's less about, you know, pressure, and, like, you know, defense in itself in this game is already very good. For all those people out there that think defense is bad in this game, you're smoking crack. I'm just telling you straight up, you smoke crack. That's not my problem, it's yours. Big thing with adult Gohan is that he has a prerequisite to become the character that he wants to be. Like, to become the character he needs to be, right? Level 0 Gohan is now really bad. Like, really bad. Like, they say, like, oh, you know, you play adult Gohan, you got to get your snap in and whatever and such, you know, you got to get your level 1 in and all that. He's one of the main characters in this game. You have to build a team around in this game. Like, you have to build a team around. Level 1 Gohan, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, level 0 Gohan, I don't know. You have to set this character up to be a character in this game currently. And that's where he struggles. Not only does he suffer in the aspects of the game that he's not even a character really, or he's not the character that everyone, like, thinks is a menace until you level up, right? He gets the teleporting back fist, he gets his 3L, which is, like, such an important button for him after he levels up. So pre-level up Gohan genuinely is, like, the most mid-tier character in this game. He's so mid-tier. Level 0 Gohan. It's sad. It really is. But really, the reasons that people I think are moving away from adult Gohan comes down to whack-ass neutral. You know, he's a prerequisite character. You have to get the install to make him worth it. And his level 7 is still not practical. There's setups for it with certain characters that can set you up for level 7 Gohan, but, like, my man's is exploding still. Like, he gets crazy damage and reverse speed and so many tools when he gets to level 7, but genuinely, I could not ever point you to a match where I've seen someone get level 7 Gohan and it being effective. I've never seen it, and if you have, it is incredibly rare, and I'm sure it was a treat to watch. But Gohan was a menace in Season 2, and it really just comes down to, like, he just doesn't play this game anymore, and people are starting to realize it. They should change level 7 to be level 3. Level 3 is a bit much, because level 7 truly is broken. Like, maybe level 5, because that's possible. 4 or 5 probably is better. But it's investment heavy. You build meter like crazy in this game. And like certain characters, like, you know, 17, Teen Gohan, they build meter like crazy. Like there are Teen Gohan BMBs, Sparkless, that raise like almost 3 bars. That's insane right there. But man, that level 7 is like something you just never see. You can't even really talk about it on the character. It's just not even worth it. But I love this character. He's my favorite character in the Dragon Ball series. He's one of my favorite characters to play in this game. But he really isn't worth playing anymore. That's when it comes down to. Like, the game needs you to have... Your character needs to have neutral tools and a mix-up or command grab in level 3. In Season 3. Excuse me. Jeez, if I could talk today, it would really be great. That is really the core of it. I love Gohan. When he's leveled up and given the right setups, he's a monster of a character, but you still have to build a team around him. And genuinely, in my opinion, in Season 3, it's not worth it. It's not worth it in the slightest. Which is unfortunate. I've seen so many people who love this character just turn away from him because it's just not worth playing. So many people go to Teen Gohan. Why do they go to Teen Gohan? They have, you know, the neutral tools. He has pretty good zoning tools with his 5S. He's got a lariat with his dash kick. He still has the DP, builds meter like a madman, and puts out damage. And there's no prerequisite. That's like the frustrating thing with Gohan. Like, not only do you have to spend more to get similar things to last season, is that you literally have to DHC or, you know, Z change this character in with level 1 to get anything with him. Plus, he has a very low damaging level 1. And pre-level 1 doesn't get great damage without spending meter. You know, when you get level 1, you get those sliding knockdowns mid-screen. You know, he gets, you know, medium back fist to get other side, EX back fist, which you can combo off post knockdown with the ground bounce. Like, he gets crazy tools with level up, but they're just not worth it. His legs get cut off in the neutral. You play Z Broly versus adult Gohan? Oh my god, you're having a bad time. He just gets destroyed in the neutral. Like, Broly could just sit full screen and just shoot Ki Blast at him. What is Gohan gonna do? That's really what it comes down to, is that adult Gohan in himself is not bad. Truly, as a character, he just does not play Season 3 Dragon Ball Fighters. That's really what it comes down to.